Good morning, my friends. Well, I wasn't going to do a video here today, but man, I've been so frustrated with stupid Mailchimp. I figured I'd show you what I figured out. So if you're dealing with this, you can figure it out too, instead of taking 3 hours on a Saturday morning. Mailchimp is fantastic, but if you don't click on the exact place and it's not very conspicuous, you are going to want to jump off a bridge. So let me show you what I've done here. And nothing fancy with this tutorial, but man, if it can save you the aggravation, save me, you'll be in a good place. So here's Mailchimp. And I like it. I like Mailchimp. There's other email providers you can use, AdWeber and whatnot. But if for starters, Mailchimp is fantastic. It gives you 2,000 free email signatures. And after that, it's not cheap, but I'll wait. I'll worry about that later. So right now, I'm not even trying to get to, if I get 2,000, that's great. But it'll be quite some time, I imagine. So Mailchimp.com is pretty sweet. You got a landing page. You got email campaigns as well. They do Facebook ads. They do all kinds of stuff for you. And right now, all I'm trying to do is do a landing page to take people to my blog so they can watch some of my videos I've done for various financial planning topics. Now, the landing page is a little bit more cumbersome than the email campaign because once you create the landing page, you can't really adjust it to what's called a list that you create. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, and we'll just walk through this and just bear with me. So we're going to hit login. And it's going to let us log into Mailchimp. And you see, I'm already up there. Good morning, Josh. And all this is free. It doesn't cost a dime, which is pretty cool. All right. So you get a lot of free stuff from Mailchimp. And again, you get 2,000 email subscriptions before it starts costing anything. All right. So what you got campaigns. All right. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a campaign for a landing page. So I'm going to place ads on various webs, Facebook, LinkedIn. I want people to come to my landing page so they'll sign up for my email list. And I can reward them with this video I've done on basically the 3 things you need to know before you retire. All right, it's a pretty simple video, but it's actually I find it's probably as unique in terms of the content that's out there because no one's talking about it. And it's not that hard, actually. If you have these 3 simple numbers in place, you'll be ready to rock and roll for your retirement. All right, so what I've done is I've gone to campaigns. All right. And this will give you all the campaigns and it'll say, what is it you're trying to do? And I'm already, create campaign. What do you want to create? You want to create an email campaign, create an ad, or create a landing page. And again, right now, I'm just trying to create a landing page. I want to give people a URL they click on to type in their email. So it comes back to me. Then I reward them with, an email, a PDF, video, whatever it is I'm trying to do. I'm going to reward they're giving me their email address with some content. So I've already created this landing page, and here it is right here. Are you prepared to retire? And as you can see, it's been published. So that just simply means there's a URL for this. I'm not going to go through this all right now because I want to show you the thing that was driving me up the wall. All right, so you click on this URL, and this is my landing page. And there's my logo for my firm, Heritage Wealth Planning. Do you have enough to retire? Use this simple 3-step formula to find out. And the 3 steps are, and this is all, we'll work with this. You got to test stuff, man. You got to test stuff. Not everything's going to work the first time, so testing it. So I just need to get something out there right now so I can start testing it. So step 1, step 2, step 3. What's your PIA? PIA is your primary insurance amount, the amount of money you get from Social Security when you hit your full retirement age. And I got lots of videos I do have lots of videos on that, which I'll link to here on my Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. This is just on my personal one. Step 2, how much money will you need in retirement? And this is the one that catches a lot of people because they'll use this rule of thumb. I need 80% of my pre-retirement salary. That's just bogus. That's absolutely not true. You need to dive in a lot more deeper than that. And that's where a lot of people get caught off guard, like, they don't know. And, how could you know? They've never retired before. Step 3, subtract number 1, what your PIA is. And if you're married, add your spouse's PIA. From step 2, how much income you need in retirement, and multiply by 0.04. And that's just going back to the old tried and true 4% rule. Now, I have lots of issues with using the 4% rule as just a blind rule of thumb. But in terms of what we're trying to solve here, in terms of if you have enough to retire, the 4% rule gives us a good point of view to say, hey, yeah, you're doing all right. And so what happens here is you say, I have, X amount of dollars in PIA. I need X amount of dollars plus Y in income. And so you take that 2 numbers and you take that number and you times that by 0.04, and that'll say what size of portfolio you need in order to live comfortably in retirement. All right, that's a nice rule of thumb. It works real well to get you started. And then if you want to watch my video, you hit sign up. So I'm going to type in my email address, crack out, hit sign up, and you'll see what I was dealing with. Well, it doesn't give me anything. So it just says, thanks, you're on the list. Well, what the hell is that? That doesn't give me the case study I need to see. And I was like, well, what is going on? So what I kept doing, I kept going back and back, and I'll show you, literally all morning I've been doing this. And so you have your campaign. Every campaign that you has to be attached to a list. The list is what's going to capture your email people that people sign up for. So you have to have a list on there tied to your campaign. Now, the drawback about landing pages is that you cannot change the list once it's published. All right, it's really not a big deal, but just remember that with a landing page, you cannot change the list once it's published. And so the list is critical. The list is where you set everything up to figure out what you want to do. And so I'm like, why is that not going through? Why am I only getting this one says thanks for your list? It's not providing the content. So let me show you what my other campaign did. Let me go back because you'll show what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to accomplish here. In my other campaign, you click, and this is my finance versus lease. This is for a different target audience. This is going to be for people like in the 30s and maybe early 40s or so. Should they buy or should they lease a car? And it really depends on your financial situation. But either way, this is part of my book, Strategic Money Planning. But I'll put my name, my other email in there. I'll show you what happens. This is what I want to happen. Get the report. And there you go. There's the free PDF that will show you if you should finance or lease a vehicle. And that's exactly what I want. I want you to be able to get some content that you could not otherwise receive other than giving me your email address. So the question is, why did that not show up? And so there it is. That's the content I want you to get. So if something's going wrong with my campaign on the do you have enough money retirement? I didn't have something connected correct, and I wasn't sure why. And so what you'll find if you click on the lists, all right, so this list link here, it'll give you all the mechanisms to set various things up. And so here's my list. It's the ready to retire list I've created. And what you do, and you'll see that one subscribe, that's just me, all right, because I just subscribed to show you what I'm talking about. And here you got sign up forms. And this is really what's going to drive everything, the sign up form area, form builder. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. And this is what I was pulling my hair out because I had it all right. I don't understand what was going wrong. Sign up form, you got, confirmation, thank you page. So this is what happens. This is what I thought I was doing. Confirmation, thank you page. Thanks so much for signing up. Hopefully you find this information helpful in your financial planning decision. Click here. And that was the content I wanted that you just saw on the finance versus lease thing. I'd mimicked this to a T. I said, hopefully you find this information helpful. Click here for the URL I want to take you to so you can watch the video of if you have enough money to retire. But I wasn't getting that. I was just getting thanks you're on the list. I was like, what is going on? It was driving me up the wall. I couldn't figure it out. And I literally sat here all morning trying to figure this out. I had taken some notes 2 months ago when I was doing this on a Google Docs, and I said, and I looked at my notes, and I'm glad I took them, and I just overlooked this one area, and this is critical right here. I mean, I don't know why Mailchimp doesn't have something that pops up and says, click this damn thing. And what you'll see is when you're setting up your landing page, and I'll show you this here in a second, you've got to click on the box right here where email address and first name, and only when you click on that will on the sign up form at the top will you get a confirmation tab right here. So watch, I'll show you exactly. It'll be confusing. Watch this. All right. So if you come back here, I'm going to go back to campaigns. I can't. It's so flipping easy once you figure it out, but figuring out you want to, I tell you, it's insane that they don't figure this out at Mailchimp. All right. So let me move myself out of the way again. So we got my campaign here, and we're going to go to edit. And I think this will let me edit the landing page. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So here's the landing page. And this is what you start with right here. So you start with a landing page, a campaign. You start with a campaign, which is either an email, an ad, or a landing page. I want the landing page. I'm starting with this landing page right here. And you see my logo, Heritage Wealth Planning. You scroll down, Let me just make myself a little bit smaller there. Blink. Use this 3-step formula to find out if you have enough retirement and all that. That's exactly what you just saw, what I just signed up for. You put your email address, sign me up. You're like, hey, okay. But then again, it said, once you did that, it said, thanks, you're on the list. Well, as a consumer who gave you my email, that's almost like a bait and switch. I don't want that. So as a producer now I'm going back to the guy who's trying to grab these leads. I said, what is going on? You have to click this. You've got to click in here. If you don't click in there, none of this is going to work. It's crazy. And when you click in there, you'll see sign up form. That's exactly what you need. And that's the email address. You can put the first name in there if you want. Look, see, first name, or you can take it out if you want. You can put the first name in and make a requirement. Do it. You can put the last name in there, all that stuff. You can put a phone number. And in this case, I just want the email. I don't even care about the first name. And again, we could change all this. You can change the button. So you say, instead of sign me up, say, get the video, an exclamation point. But here, you can do all this stuff with style in terms of coloring and whatnot. You can do the font, all that stuff. It's all good. But here's where everything hits. Thanks are on the list. That's what it shows. And that's not what I want. I don't want thanks are on the list. I want it to be a URL in my video. So I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and I'm going to say, here is the content for the video you signed up for. And we're going to just click it. And I'll probably change this when I'm done with this video, and then you click on that guy right there. You put the web URL, Krakow, you insert. Hey, it's crazy how that you hit save, close, and we are done. So now we're going to go to save and publish. Oops, watch this. We're going to publish that puppy. And Mailchimp, if you're watching this, for the love of Mary, make that easier. And you get high fives from the monkey there, I guess the chimpanzee. And so now we're going to go, first thing I want to do is delete myself from those campaigns so I can sign up again, if that makes sense. So let's see, we're going to come over here to the Mailchimp tab under a Mailchimp link under campaigns. I want to go to the list so I can delete what I just signed up for. All right, so we're gonna hit that right there. Give it just a second. You see my name's right there. So we're gonna click that. Oh, I guess we gotta go here. I think we gotta click on the list. All right, click on the list. Yeah, there we go. And we're gonna delete these two guys. And delete, you got to type it in. As you can see, I've already typed this in 1,000,000 times. So because I've been messing around with this. All right, so now let's go back to lists again. And we're going to delete the other email I provided in my other campaign right here. So hit ready to retire. And I'm going to click on that guy, Krakow. And I'm going to hit delete. You got to type it in again, Krakow, because I've already done this 1,000,000 times. Okay, good. So now I have no subscribers, none. So what we're going to do to practice, I'm going to click on, this is the URL that Mailchimp creates for us. I'm telling you, it's all free. You can embed it on your website. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you don't need to do anything. It's a URL they create for it, which is pretty cool, pretty simple. And then watch the case study by Register and Below. Okay, well, looks like let's see if it gives me anything here. Here we go. All right, so watch. So we're just going to put my email in there, Josh Krakow. And there we go. And what should happen now is, bear with me just a second. I'm not sure why it's not letting me click. Okay, there we go. So there you go. So now here's the video I signed up for, and it'll take me directly to my blog. Easy as pie once you figure out the mechanisms of it. And here's my blog that will show you. And so a couple things on that. You really want to direct everybody to your website. That's what you want to do. You want to get the traffic to your website so you can get the authority. Domain authority is what you're trying to go for, page authority. So here's my website, Heritage Wealth Planning. Here's my blog. And then they can come down and they'll see the video. I might actually put the video, embed the video up above here because they do have to scroll down. It's taking a little bit of time, but they do have to scroll down a little bit to get the video. Bear with me just a second here. And there's a video right there. And they just click on that guy and they're ready to rock and roll. And that's through my YouTube channel. So I have YouTube I have this landing page. Everything is kind of flowing through my website, my blog, my podcast, my YouTube channel, and my landing page is flowing through Heritage Wealth Planning website. That's what I want to happen. I might actually put this video up above there so people can just see it, as opposed to having to scroll down because they might miss it. So we don't want that to happen. But at the end of the day, this whole video today is just about Mailchimp. I like it. I was reading some guy, Dave Chesson, who does a Kindle entrepreneur website. I'm not sure what's Kindlepreneur. He talks about a different mail list that's free. Man, I forgot what he called it. But anyway, as opposed to Mailchimp, because he says once you get up above a certain amount of subscribers, Mailchimp gets quite expensive, and the other one is a lot cheaper. Man, I forgot what it's called. So Dave Chesson is his name, Chesson. By all means, go to his website or just type him in Google. You'll find him. Good guy. I like him quite a bit. But I don't know the difference between the pricing on Mailchimp versus the other one. But the other mail list is $1,000 before you start have to pay, and at least Mailchimp's $2,000. And once I get to $2,000, I'll just worry about pricing there. At this stage, I don't have anybody, so it's like, hey, I'll worry about that later on. But I do like Mailchimp. It's pretty cool. It's pretty easy to use, but it does take some time to figure out. And I have a on here just on trying to keep myself figured out what to do. So like I said here, email. You can embed a video for email, but you cannot embed a video for a landing page. Okay, so keep that in mind. You cannot embed an email or video in a landing page. If you want a landing page, you have to direct them to your blog. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. And what I've done here too is on mine, you can do a bunch of different things. I just say, give me the emails, I'll send you the content. In fact, they don't even have to. They don't have to do a CAPTCHA. They don't have to do a double sign in or a double opt in where they go back to the website. I'll figure all that later. Right now, I just want to get a landing page out there so I can test them. I'm going to get 2 different landing pages, see what draw more attention, and then just go from there. And that's, you just got to test. You got to test. You got to test. And if you can test as cheaply as possible, that's what you want to do. But the first thing you got to do is you got to get a landing page. If you don't have a landing page, then you can test all day long, but where you test and where you take them to. So, all right, folks, hope this helps. Again, this is not on the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube channel. It's just on my personal YouTube channel to kind of go through the journey I'm dealing with as I build out this business. It's fun, but it does take some frustration. Somebody had something else I want to tell you about this on Mailchimp. Maybe I'll give you another one next time. But so in Mailchimp, you don't need anything other than, you literally don't need anything. You don't need a WordPress site or anything like that. I do use Opt-in Monster for pop-ups on my Heritage Wealth Planning website, but Mailchimp apparently allows you to have pop-ups as well. I haven't used them yet, but I guess with Mailchimp, you can have pop-ups that are attached to your website. I think I haven't done that yet. I use Opt-in Monster because it's pretty easy, pretty intuitive, but maybe I'll show a video on that too later on. All right, guys. Well, that's a brief tutorial on Mailchimp. Hopefully you see this and can learn something from it because it was driving me insane. And we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.